Jared Vanderbilt, wow, what a game. Let's just start with the finish here. LeBron James, after all that he'd done on a night like this, his career high in rebounds, steps to the line. Just take me through the emotional toll of the double OT in that final moment.
Man, shout out to Brian, man. On the last play, and gave Steph Curry a three. So that's what big time players do. He came through in the clutch. He had a mismatch, took advantage of it, and he took us home.
All right, for you, plus 32 on the evening. Made a big impact, both sides of the basketball. We've been talking about you getting back to full health and finding your rhythm, but must have felt pretty good out there tonight.
Yeah, it felt good tonight. Obviously a little longer stretch than I expected, but taking advantage of these minutes every time I'm on the court, and just continue to make impact for my team.
How do you handle the emotional swings of being up 3 in the final minute of regulation, they come back, being up 3 in the overtime, they come back, Steph and Clay hit back-to-back threes, you're down again. How do you go through all that? As D'Angelo Russell comes in to join us, man, how do you deal with the emotional swings like that and still come out on top?
Man, you just got to stay resilient. They're a great basketball club. They're a high-powered offense, so we know it's going to be an up-and-down game. So we can't let a couple made shots discourage us, and we didn't do that tonight. We got the ball out fast, and we went right back at them. So I think that's huge, especially playing a team like this. Just don't get too high, don't get too low. Just keep a steady kill, even game. And I think we did that.
D'Lo came over here. He hit the big 3 to put you back up by 1.
Yeah, champ.
And there's LeBron James. I was just asking you about D'Lo, but let's pivot to LeBron as the last question here. What's it been like playing with him and just kind of witnessing that kind of greatness and being able to add to it?
It's amazing, man. Being able to play with somebody of that caliber and being able to learn from him each and every day, and just being a part something special. I think we have a special group here. We're starting to turn that corner at the right time, I feel like. So just continue. He's been leading the way, him and AD. And for us, just to keep following their lead and, keep chipping away along the season.
Go get some rest. You deserve it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
On a game like that, when you've really battled to create leads, end of regulation, end of the first OT, how do you keep it together mentally as the legs inevitably are getting heavier into that double OT?
Because the game is not over till it's overtime, obviously, to hit all zeros. So you just try to continue to make plays, no matter. We make run, they make run. They've been a third quarter team for the last decade, and they jumped on us in that third quarter, but we just kept composure and staying in the game.
What was it like going back and forth with Steph, somebody who you've had obviously a lot of battles with?
Something I'll be able to, talk about with my grandkids. Talk about me being able to compete versus one of the greatest players to ever play the game. So hopefully I can, be cool with my grandkids at that point for sure.
Career high 20 rebounds tonight, and that has to take something out of the legs. You've just missed the jumper at the end of the first OT. When did you decide, with the time clicking down in the second OT, you're going to take it to the hoop, and just make sure you could get there like that? I
don't predetermine, anything I do on the floor. So, got a pretty good look at the first OT. One of my patented shots going left, floater going, going left, right hand, and rimmed in, rimmed out. And I was able to get a little angle on the second OT, and was able to drive, take a Euro step kind of back to the right hand, and was able to get a final call on Draymond and step and make the free throws.
The NBA has labeled this rivalry week, and when they were putting together the schedule, they wanted you versus Steph. Can you even begin to describe what his existence has meant to your career in terms of, ways you guys have pushed one another? Obviously, you guys have 30 million plus watching the finals 8 years ago.
Yeah, just like I said, it's been a treat to go against one of the greatest ever played this game, and for us to continue to push each other at our at the state of our careers, and you just don't take that, you don't take it for granted, because you just don't know how many times you're actually going to get the moment to actually be on the same floor with such a talent. So so it's been a treat so far in my career.
After 21 years, when you put that much into a game, I'm sure the physical wear and tear of it is significant. But what does it feel like emotionally? I saw you walk kind of from the Colt W and AD, and big grin on your face as you guys are both dragging your way in here. What does that sort of emotionally feel like?
When you go out there and you prepare and you give everything that you got, out on the game. You just hope that you can make plays, and then you hope that the plays that you make comes in a winning fashion. So, it's a good feeling to be able to win a game like this, to start the road trip off like this, versus a team that's been playing extremely well too at home. They had a good win the other night versus Sacramento, so we know they was going to try to ride that wave, and we had a couple good wins as well as of late. So it was two teams just trying to get back to winning ways. So it was a good win for us.
Go ahead.
What did you see out of the group with Vando at the 3 and kind of closing with that unit? Obviously, the starting lineup from last season played much up until this point, but played a majority of that fourth quarter.
Well, we just have chemistry, and we have a lot of minutes logged together. So we know what we want to do. It's a team that was in the West Conference Finals last year and made some plays in the second round, things of that nature. So with myself, AR, Vando, D'Lo, and AD, we know where everybody is at. We work well together.
Steve Kerr was asked about kind of you and Steph, and to try and summarize what he said, you came into the league with this certain level of physicality and talent, and honed your craft over the years with a ton of skill work. And he said Steph came in kind of with the skill and then really worked on his body. Just to wonder what you thought of that contrast. And of course, it's not that simple.
I mean, it's just in order to be great in this league for a long period of time and be sustainable and have longevity in this league, you have to be able to have a growth mindset. You have to be able to adapt to the game and be able to put the work in order for you to sustain, a level of excellence. And I think, Steve is, correct in a lot of that, and a lot of things that he said, in the simple fact that, over the years, Steph has just put the work into his body, because you're going to play so many games. He's played in the finals years and years and years, so to be able to take that, that type of physical play out there on the floor where guys are trying to rough him up and things of that nature. He puts a lot of muscle into it. Obviously he came in with the skill. For me, it's just always just about, I understand that my body is my temple in order for me to be able to be great, and I've always wanted to be one of the greatest to ever play this game, and the only way to do that is to go out and be available to your team and be available for yourself. So, just working on my game and putting in the work and being able to trust it on the floor.
Last two.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, LeBron. Just to get it out of the way, you're fine. Is that the same areas that was bugging you?
Yeah, early in the year. Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, good to hear that. So the game, just the kind of the emotional swings, right? You're up 3, regulation in the first OT. LeBron finally, gets to the free throw line and makes the 2 free throws. How do you just keep composure there, and what are you focusing on?
Rivalry, right? Yeah. It's what you play basketball for. It's the games you want to be in. Obviously, we know that team over there. I mean, we've seen them a lot over the course of the years. Through playoffs and regular season, and have a lot of firepower. As you can see, but we're very confident in ourselves, and everybody was just making plays, whether it's defense or offense, and I could have had a chance to put it away with the free throw, missed. AR, same thing, he missed, and then big fella go and make two big ones, and didn't have any more timeouts. We had a couple brain farts. I had one on a Clay 3 that he did to go on the second overtime. Supposed to foul Draymond. I was just so locked in on everything else. Being a gap staff, just a lot of things. But being a resilient team that we are, able to pull it out and get a win.
While acknowledging that you're fine, it did look like you're a little bit limited in the things you guys usually do late in games. So just who did you feel like was able to step into those spots, whether D'Lo or Vando, and kind of just LeBron especially?
Everybody. I mean, Bron obviously was Bron, and they tried to put Steph on Vando, so he was setting a lot of ball screens. D'Lo. D'Lo, where he's been in the past, couple weeks. Just going to that Bron D'Lo pick and roll, AR and Bron pick and roll, and just creating disadvantages, and just trying to stay around the rim and make plays, whether it's a rebound or put back or something.
In the spirit of rivalry week, maybe giving a nod of respect for the opponent, Steph made a couple buckets that were huge on you, one at the rim and one behind the three-point line. Can you just talking about, obviously he's a great player making great plays.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what it is. He's a great player making great plays, and we were up, and I was just trying not to foul Usually I would try to go contest those, but who knows what the ref is thinking, and I hit him in the head or anything. I just want to give him a extra point, knowing that he's probably going to make the free throw. So just take the 2 and try to go score another end. And then the 3, I mean, I was there. I actually think I helped these guys make shots, with the contest that I do and make them shoot a little higher. So, he's a Hall of Famer, man. I mean, the greatest shooter to ever play the game. You always have to be on high alert when he has the ball and when he don't have the ball. So it was just a fun basketball game.
Plus minus isn't always the most indicative stat, a bunch of different things, but Jared's a plus 30 tonight. How good was he, and how comfortable are you guys when it's the 5 guys that played last season?
Yeah, I mean, he's figured out how to play the game when guys are either smaller guys are guarding him or bigs are guarding him. They want to help off of him or do all these things, and he's figured out how to play within that role. It's been very effective for us to past couple games. I mean, plus 30, obviously, that's a huge impact on the game of basketball. So he's playing extremely well for us. He's giving everything he has, especially on the defensive end, and giving us extra possessions. So anytime he's on the floor, good things does usually tend to happen.
Can you describe how it feels physically to feel beaten up the way you probably feel right now, exhausted, but emotionally? Yeah, to come through a game like this. I mean, I saw you and LeBron kind of walk in from the training room. You guys look pretty beaten up, but big smiles on both.
Oh, no, we just came out of the cold tub. But yeah, I mean, it's tough to get wins in this league, especially in this arena. And a game like that, I think it will hurt you to lose. Obviously you leave it all on the floor. I think every guy in this locker room left it on the floor tonight, and in that locker room as well. And to lose this one, it will hurt. But to get the win for us, 3 and 4. We got Houston, Atlanta coming up on the back-to-back, so we got to take care of our bodies. And it's tiring for sure, but it's fun at the same time. And when you're having fun and leaving it all on the floor, you kind of get that adrenaline, get that extra boost that you need to finish basketball games.
When you have a 6-game trip like this, what does it do to get the first one? What can that do for you guys?
Yeah, gives you confidence. Obviously, you want to get back into winning ways. I think they had a stat for us. They had the last 7. We've been like first in offense. I mean, first in pace, first in offense, like all these things, and we want to continue that into this road trip, which is a big road trip for us to create separation in that win-loss column. And it started tonight. We was out there battling and was able to start the road trip off right.
That lineup of you, LeBron, D'Lo, and Austin, the starting lineup from the last playoff run, played more tonight than you guys at any point in the season. Is that something you want to see more of? Play more alongside?
That's on coach. That's on coach.
Did you go, D'Lo?
Yeah.
D'Lo, in a game that had so many swings, in kind of emotional swings and just big time shot making, Steph and Clay go back to back after you guys were up by 4. You go down by 2, and I think that was the moment where you come down and you pull it and transition to hit it. What were you seeing just in the context of that to have the confidence to take it, and how did you go through it?
To be honest, I knew I just turned the ball over, so for me, I was just trying to be sure on whatever I was going to do next time I got the ball. Not lose confidence, because once again, that doesn't help the team. But just trying to be decisive. Obviously, the turnovers were huge too. So, I mean, last few games, I haven't had any air to shoot threes. So for them to come out and scout that and obviously try to take that out the game, that was a good look for me. I still feel that. So.
And then you've had some different moments on the court with LeBron, and just wonder what it was like to be out there and to be able to kind of lift him in a moment like that when he was making so many of those big plays in a game like this with him and Steph and just all of the circumstances around it.
I mean, just at some point they're going to play good defense, and it's going to require guys to make shots. For me, just trying to be in some type of rhythm throughout the flow of the game before I get those shots if I'm the guy that's going to get them. So just continue to have that confidence, and he's going to carry a big load of, big shots, big stops, big rebounds, big play. He's going to do that. So any scraps out there, I'm hungry for him. So just trying to continue to compliment him on that. That's the.
D'Lo, what does 49 minutes feel like on your body, especially 49 minutes of a game that intense, where you're required to do that much? Just curiously, what is the toll that's sort of paid?
I mean, it's mind over matter, but I trained for this in the summertime. Every year I go into the summer trying to train for big minutes because I wasn't a guy that always played big minutes. So being a guy that, I can be depended on, to be in the best shape coming into the season. Not playing myself into shape, kind of already ready for that. So it hurts now, but I felt like I could play until I couldn't, to be honest. So.
For you guys, is there big picture utility to kind of the way this game played out, what you guys were able to maybe do with Vando and the extent that those lineups played together, the way that you guys were able to play off one another and sort of in a diversity-rich environment, I guess?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what this is, especially, first game going on this road trip, going triple overtime and had to play very high-level basketball for a long period of time. And the group we had out there had some familiarity with each other, so it didn't feel like we were in limbo at any point in the game. We kind of had an idea. It was fun. It just felt like it was a playoff environment out there, and high level was required.
D'Angelo, I walked in late, so if you were asked about the shot, just tell me to ask another question. But were you asked about the shot you made on the right wing?
Yeah. I said just having that confidence. I remember the turnovers. Just kind of like turning the ball over, trying to force it or making the wrong pass or whatnot. And I was like, I'd rather just shoot it, and in that position, I felt like it was a good look, one of the only good looks I got all game. So.
And, I mean, you guys all know the consequences of this road trip. You're trying to make up ground, 6 games on the road. Just the fact that you do pull out the win.
Huge.
Just what could it do to set you guys up for the rest of the trip?
Huge. This team's good, well coached. They got all the firepower. They got all the reasons to beat any team and compete with any team. Their system, I've been in it. Their system is second to none. A lot of teams try to get to that point, to where it's just plug and play and guys know exactly what it is. It's really beautiful to see and be a part of, honestly. So to come over here and get one and knowing that they are relentless offensively, they figure it out on the defensive end. I mean, it's weird to see Draymond come off the bench but still, dominate the game the way he does. So, I mean, I look at it as a great game for us going into this road trip to be prepared, for any adversity we might see.
Okay, D'Angelo, with all the noise floating around with your name, how do you stay composed to play as well as you did tonight and the last couple of weeks?
I just try to give the media new headlines, give them something new to talk about. Talk about trades and all that. I mean, you got to talk about me making shots at some point, so I just try to keep doing that. Yeah.
Swings emotionally throughout that, right, to end regulation, to end the first OT, LeBron and Steph back and forth. How did you kind of try to keep composure on the sideline? What are you trying to emphasize as during all those moments?
Man, just trying to stay positive. Again, like we always say, one of our mantras, next play mentality. I said it before the game, you can play perfect defense and one little inch you give away, they're going to make you pay. But just trying to control myself first and foremost as a basketball fan. They should be real happy in New York. This was a hell of a basketball game, high-level basketball game. 2 legends going back and forth, 2 great organizations. It was fun to be a part of. It's just one of those wins where it just showed our character. Our group was really coming together. Just the way they competed, the way they shared, did the little things. I mean, you look at Bron, 19 defensive rebounds, 36, 20, and 12. I mean, Vando all night, Hawking Steph, Hawking Clay, just everybody, AR, everybody, D'Lo, just burning the net off. Like, this was a really, really gutsy win. Everybody participated. AD, going down, coming back. It just, we needed one of these. This is a hell of a shot in the arm for our group.
LeBron in year 21 gets a career high in rebounds. You mentioned the defensive rebounds. Darvin, the last play of the game, driving, hitting the free throws, taking the foul. What did you notice about him in those moments, like his demeanor on the bench and just being able to keep going?
Just him being solid, communicating with the coaches, his teammates, everything. It's just him being, the champion he is. Not getting down, just pressing forward each possession, getting stronger as the game got longer, I should say.
Darvin, on the subject of LeBron, career high 20 rebounds, first Laker since Kareem to put up 30, 20, and 10, and then also oldest player in NBA history with a 30-20. What can you say just about his greatness through the end of the fourth into both overtimes?
Man, just setting new standards. From, the duration of his career, which continues on, the level in which he's played throughout that career and still playing to this day. Just phenomenal, man. I'm so thankful that I get a chance to coach him, be a part of the same group as him, represent the Lakers alongside him. And he's our leader. He's pushing through for us. He is just right there. Whatever we needed to get done, playmaking, scoring, rebounding, he was hitting on all cylinders, and that's just who he is, a champion.
Darvin, there was a shot that D'Angelo hit in one of the overtime sessions. I think may have been the first one. It's a 2-on-1, and I think LeBron's filling the wing, and he pulls up, hits the three. Maybe not textbook basketball, but certainly with the rhythm he was in, the confidence he has. Just can you speak to the ability to make a shot like that and the self-belief to be able to execute it?
I mean, he owed us a couple. I think that was right after he had turned the ball over a couple times. So he must have known, like, I got to make something happen. And, they were competitive turnovers. He's trying to get the ball to his teammates, so it's not carelessness whatsoever. But that said, that's just who he is. Supreme confidence. He works on his game. He works on a variety of different shots, that shot being one of them. I remember the exact shot you're talking about, right on the right wing, and he has that confidence. And that's why we love him here. And just the way he's been playing, these recent games, and that's just the epitome, again, of who he is, supreme confidence and his ability to score at all three levels, particularly the three-point line. It really helped us tonight. He had 5 of our only 9 made threes. And so I'm just happy for him. His energy, along with the rest of the group, has just been superb throughout these recent weeks.
Darvin, I have maybe a little bit of a bigger picture question out of tonight. End of the first half, you guys are down. You go with that same lineup you went with at the end of the Bulls, last year's kind of starters. They go on a big run. Third quarter, they come in, they go on a little mini run. AD gets hurt, but that run continues, and then you close with that group tonight. If they play like this, and if they're playing like this, I know you don't want to change starting lineups, but how seriously will you consider it, considering how Jared's playing and how that group is playing around him?
Well, right now, I'll consider getting me something to eat, a nice glass of wine, and consider sleeping very soon here, getting a good night's sleep. No lineup questions, please.
As a secondary, just knowing that group and seeing that group kind of play at the level it's played here these last 2 games, how much comfort in that continuity does that give this group, knowing that it has something like that seemingly is a game changer?
I'm just thinking, they all have the utmost confidence in all of their teammates, and particularly that 5. They've been through a lot of wars once they came together at the deadline last year, and the way we pushed through the rest of the season, the playoffs. And, it was times we had to tinker with the lineup, playoffs, matchups, you change from series to series, and within the series you change from game to game sometimes. So, but having that group, that 5, they're the way they know each other, they understand each other's rhythm. It's a great luxury to have, as you said, and it's not about always starting that way, but you're going to get to it. Every coach has a finishing 6 or 7, a group of 6 or 7 guys that you could potentially finish with. And for us, that balance that also Vando brought off the bench when, it was just Clay out there. They sub Clay, bring him back. When Steph is out of the game, he's able to match up there too. So it's a variety of different ways we can have that balance. But best believe it's time to finish the game. Game is on the line. That's a good 5 to have in your back pocket.
Simply, just how much have you guys missed this version of Vando that showed up in the past week or so?
It's you could tell, you can see the impact he's having each and every game, doing all the dirty work, taking the toughest matchups. He got back healthy, but it was a matter of time before he had to, get back in the game shape. And he's there now. And the way his relentlessness, his ability to gauge screens both on and off the ball, the way he gets in the passing lanes, has great hands, deflection, steals. He's able to, he's been aggressive to the rim, which is another a pleasant attribute that he's been doing here recently. We just love him to death. Just his work ethic, his blue collarism, it's unbelievable, and I'm happy it's back in full form.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.